Welcome back to the channel. Here we try to bring to everyone awareness of their rights and how to exercise them when dealing with public officials by going through the best.
Y'all know how this go. We on the second video. And like I say, know your rights or you lose your rights. If you don't know your rights, they're gonna take advantage of you, they're gonna bully you. And
moments of police interactions caught on camera.
yeah.
So if you are new, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment with a like to help these videos get out there to help to end police misconduct. Now, as always, I will leave the link to the original video in the description, so don't forget to visit this channel and show me your support.
Yeah.
Sorry?
What are you doing?
With my camera?
Yeah.
I'm curling.
You're what?
Curling.
Curling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else does one person do with cameras?
What are you doing a video for?
It's just
Why
an
are you doing a
independent
video of me?
Who are you?
Worker.
All right. Go back to
Myself?
work then.
Yeah, but that's illegal, right?
What's illegal?
I didn't give you consent to take a video of me.
Bet you can't cite me the law that says I can't.
What are you doing? You're just here people off? Like, I don't care about that, but you're zooming in on me and stuff. Like,
What?
No worries, man. Nothing you got to be worried about. It's probably better off you don't know anyway.
that's interesting.
It's crazy people really don't know, like people can record what they want.
Hello there.
Hello there, sir.
Tell us what you're possibly doing here.
I'm just doing an independent story, is all.
You're doing an independent story?
I'm an independent journalist doing a story.
Think you have some identification?
If I
gotta give you
committed a
that.
crime, sir?
I'm just
Can you
asking.
take
if you
off
have
your
some-
mask while we're talking?
No,
to
I'd
you?
rather not, if that's
You'd
okay.
rather not. Okay.
Yes.
Well, you cannot take pictures of the government building like that.
Where does it say that?
I'm telling you.
So,
If you're a journalist,
One at a
you
time.
you have journalist ID.
Where do they hand those out? I've never been able to find where they get them.
So you're not a journalist.
I'm an independent journalist. So I'm not allowed to, or you don't want me to?
Now, at this point, they decided to call the cops, and you will see why you should always record the police to protect yourself from being incriminated and falsely accused.
I'm just taking
That's
some
really the
pictures.
main. Hold on. That's really the main thing. I feel like everybody should have like body cameras on them. Like, I swear to God. Or like, if not, pull out your phone as quick as possible when the police, or you getting asked for the police, because like if you're not recording them, like then it really don't matter. It really don't matter. Like nothing that happened really matter. They throw it on the road. They chop up their videos. They edit them. Whatever. But when you record them, they really like back off. Like they don't try to press you, pull out their gun, do none of that. Like they really back off. They know you recording them. They back off. And even if they did do something, you feel me? Let them feel like they got the power, and you can sue the dog out the police. Like you can sue the police crazy if they violate your rights and you know your rights. So, like when you watch these videos, please be writing it down. Please be paying attention. Look it up, or however you need to like just keep it in your mind, like your rights. Because if you don't know your rights, you will lose your rights. And the police have no problem taking advantage of people that don't know their rights. They are gang members. Most of them are gang members and bullies. 90% of police are gang members and bullies. Like 1% is really out here worrying about people's safety and being a public servant, really trying to make sure the people is good. You gotta get to like 3 officers before you get to the supervisor, and he really gotta make sure that everything is following the Constitution and the laws.
Anything my eyes can see, dear.
Okay, so we've had some complaints from the correctional facility that you're taking pictures of the building.
Okay,
Okay, so that's a concern for us,
sure.
as well as a concern for anybody that's inside that building.
Of course.
It's a safety concern, right? So that's why we're trying to understand what you're doing that for,
Okay.
okay? Because that's not your right to do that.
I'm sorry?
That's not your right to do that.
It's not my right to photograph in public?
No, not a government building like that that's actually holding inmates, because their safety is at risk and their privacy is at risk. That's why you're not allowed on the property, and that's why there's several things around the perimeter saying you're not allowed to be on the property.
Of course.
Anything else for sure, but not something like that. It's
So
quite,
what, if I may,
yes.
what you're telling me then is that there's some sort of
is
law.
there a reason that you have your face covered right now?
if I may
That's the law?
finish?
Pardon me?
If I may finish,
No,
if I can talk now, is that okay with you?
Yes, I don't understand why you're filming me. You're welcome.
You don't
film
need
me,
to
but-
understand.
Yes, he is, Logan.
Okay.
So what I was saying is that are you trying to tell me that there's some sort of law or something that would prohibit me legally from taking photographs or video of the correctional facility?
So what I'm saying is people's privacy is being breached when you are taking photographs of them in the building. because it's a safety concern. Do you understand that? So if somebody sees somebody or finds out where they are,
Sure.
it can put their safety at risk.
So it's not a law that I'm breaking or anything like that?
So basically, there's signs up that you're not to trespass on the property.
And I wasn't.
All right, and you're outside filming, so we don't really understand why you would be doing something like that unless you're using it for something.
Okay.
So you're putting people's safety at risk. So that's why we ask you not to do it.
Okay.
And that's why the correctional
So-
officers came out and asked
Sure.
you not to do it.
If I may again, because a few minutes ago you said that it wasn't my right to do that.
Yeah, because you're breaching people's privacy and you're putting their safety at risk. So that's a concern for us.
So, but it's
There's a
not a
reason
law that I'm breaking,
So
though,
there's a
correct?
reason when people are transported and things like that, you know, their identity is secure, so their safety is not at risk, right?
Sure.
So it's a government building.
Yeah.
They've asked you to leave. They've asked you not to film and asked you not to take pictures. You've given them no reason why.
I told
You
them
haven't showed your
I gave them a
identity
reason,
because you
ma'am.
have your face
Ma'am, I
covered.
gave them a reason.
Okay, and what was your reason?
I told them that I'm an independent journalist doing a story.
Okay, so why would you not just go to management? And why would you not ask them to maybe potentially do an interview or something like that so you can actually speak to management?
Because that's not
about
what I
your-
needed, ma'am.
Okay, so you needed to take pictures of the inmates in the building, or were you taking pictures of the building?
I'd rather not answer any more questions.
Well, that's a concern for us.
Am I
right?
being
So
detained?
were you actually taking pictures?
Am I being detained?
Not being
that
detained.
You have yourself
But
a
I
grand
am
day,
asking
okay,
you
ma'am?
not to reach
Take care of yourself.
Ah.
I'll go back to the facility anytime I like. I'll go back there.
This is why you need to know your rights, because anybody that don't know what's going on, they would have stood right there in fear. You feel me? And like, it's so sad because people really think they have the power when it's the whole other way around. Everything is the opposite of what it seems like. I swear, like, they have no power. Like, if he's not breaking the law, you can't make me force me to talk to you. You can't force me to talk to you. By law, you can't do that. So, the point of you knowing your rights. As soon as he asked if he was being detained, he walked away, and you could do that. You don't gotta be scared. Just know your rights, man. If you ain't got no articulate suspicion, no reason articulate suspicion that you commit a crime, man, you tell them you're being detained and leave. Like, you ain't keep talking to them. Know your rights.
There right now. You're not going to tell me what to do until I break the law. Do you understand?
Don't point your stick at
No,
me.
I'm not
You're
done
to
talking.
take photographs of
I'm
the
not
inmates in the
speaking.
facility and you want
I'm
to
not
the
done
government
speaking.
building,
And I will
you're
do that
breaching-
when
Let's get back to the video. As I was saying though, like they bullies, man, and they don't really care about the law, the police. They just care about backing up their officer and basically just controlling the masses. Which I ain't gonna say don't make sense. Like, it makes sense. Like, people would be out of control if it wasn't no type of control. But we are not the ones that are supposed to be scared of them because they're working for us, for our, you feel me, for our better. But when they not doing that, you gotta check them. You gotta let them know you know what's going on, and they'll lose their job, and you will sue the whole state for them not following the laws and the Constitution. You have to know your laws. In my opinion, I'm gonna say half you don't have to do anything. In my opinion, I feel like everyone should know their laws and their rights.
I'm not with them. I'm just very interested.
That's okay.
just as another concerned citizen or good citizen, if you will.
Yeah, there's no issue with you filming here.
That's what I tried to
Into the
inform her of.
Facility. We're just they obviously don't want you stepping onto the
Of
ground.
course.
They've informed us that if you do step onto the property, then they do want us to arrest you.
I would expect nothing less.
So you're free to stand here and film
Thank
if you want,
Yeah, you can. Owned.
but we just don't want you going onto the property.
Look, I
okay?
don't know what to say.
And if you want to help her understand what my rights are and what I am allowed to do, because she told me it
May
wasn't
I
my
ask-
right to do
May I
that.
ask why you're
If I can finish, she told me it wasn't my right to do this and that I wasn't allowed to go back, both of which are untrue.
So basically, they're voicing the same concern, safety of the inmates.
But again, you told me I wasn't allowed to.
Yes,
That's
you're
not fault.
allowed to take pictures of people when they're in a secure facility because it breaches their safety. And
Is that a law, man?
You can go back and just see what I just said was proven right there. He just said if you could tell her how she's supposed to do her job, basically, because she's not doing it right. And he all the way neglects what he said, like they always do, and just backed up his officer and tried to say, oh, what about this about you? Like bro, they don't care about the laws. 99% of them don't care about civilians. Like, it's not their job, dude. It's their job to just keep people in, like, to keep people in fear in the police and just to have control. Like that's really what they think their job
Do you
is,
want
but
to
it's
put
really
people's
not.
safety at risk?
I said, is that breaking a law?
Are you trying to put people's
That's not
safety
what
at
I said.
risk?
I'd rather you didn't put stuff in my
the
mouth.
correctional staff is concerned about you having a covered face.
Yeah, it's cold.
And about the security of the inmates
Sure.
and their identity being secure.
I've asked you a few times if that's illegal, and you haven't answered me yet. It's just a yes or no
That's
question.
a concern.
So it's not illegal then?
Yeah.
So it'd probably be better for you not to tell me I'm not allowed to do it
I
then.
asked you not to do
Well,
it.
you
because it's
told
a
me
concern.
I wasn't allowed to.
Okay, so anyhow, as we said, you step on the property.
Of course.
You have to reach across.
And of course, that's
Can I ask
should
why
be
you're
obvious. I'd rather not say.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Wonderful.
Just wondering.
Thank you both.
Okay.
You have a grand day, man.
Nah, I like y'all.
Try not to take anybody's rights away today.
As I said before, you can just see that this female officer doesn't care about anything else other than talking over people while making false accusations to try to assert dominance over civilians that,
Don't go
according
like
to her
that.
own words, haven't broken the law. And this is why it is so important for you to know your rights and to help us to bring awareness to the rest of the public. So don't forget to support the channel by subscribing, like the video and leave a comment to keep the conversation going. And remember, always record the police.
No,